Hey everyone, sorry for the lack of videos as of late, but I took a short break of Destiny, and that's kind of the theme of today's video. I'll be doing a Rumble post-commentary breakdown with a specific focus on getting back into the swing of things, so I'm using a very user-friendly loadout. An adaptive pulse is pretty much all around good, and a shotgun, it's a shotgun. Well, obviously. Immediately going into it, I blink very high expecting somebody to ape, but of course he's AFK. Why wouldn't he be? AFKers aren't punished. But my plan worked out perfectly because I caught two people fighting. Noticed that I heard a recluse, but I didn't see a recluse kill in the kill feed, so I can pretty safely push ahead. You could tell my aim was pretty garbage here, so I immediately abandoned that plan to kill him because he had both a grenade launcher and an SMG, two things that I wasn't going to beat. But of course, the Wardcliff coil flushed him out. I used my charge-up grenade and shotgun to finish the kill. So after the kill, I place a rift in the middle of the map to get a better sense of where the fights are happening. I'm using both my radar and sound cues to determine where the best point is to enter so that I can clean up 2 kills. It's important to always look at the kill feed on the bottom left of the screen because it gives you a good indication of where people are going to spawn. It'll take a couple seconds for those dead people to be back in the action, so always consider that they might want to revenge kill and go back to where you recently killed them or to where someone else killed them. I'm going to go ahead and replay a couple parts when there's too much information for me to hit it all in one pass through. So you'll see my character holding a very tight angle here, but my reaction speed and aim is not enough to pepper the hunter before he goes in for his fight. I tried to make this angle so that I could see him through that crack, giving me the reaction speed, but also wide enough so that I could track the pulse. This is one of those situations where if I was practiced and played every day, I probably would have hit both of these shots, but just coming back to Destiny, I can't expect miracles, so I'll work with what I have, but I am noting my mistakes as I play, trying to really focus in on what I'm doing the worst at. So now, full speed in the background, the hunter evades me twice. I know I need to be aggressive because of the people who just died on the kill feed. I blink overhead, shotgun, and then clean up with the pulse, stick to my cover, use the chaos exchanger to have a little bit more damage resistance when I charge my nade, get the kill, and recover my health. Like I said earlier, you always have to have a rolling tab on people, and I could see this Titan through the glass, so I short hop getting ready for a shotgun kill. I shotgun, then blink for safety, just in case he shits out a grenade martyrdom style. Immediately upon getting the kill, my eyes will go to the radar, and I opt to take the special ammo that is closest to cover rather than the faster pickup. I see that he has a grenade launcher, so I blink towards him. It's very unlikely that someone has both a grenade launcher and a shotgun, so it's a pretty safe bet to be aggressive with a shotgun in this instance. But of course, I tag the Titan, see that I'm marked for vengeance, and don't really want to mess with that because he can pre-fire me with a grenade launcher and clean me up with the recluse. So now, slimming down the gameplay, this is a common exercise in target priority. I of course shoot the guy who's visible and not the one in the corner. Then I immediately go to cover, ready for the next fight. Since I do have blink, I take advantage of it. I short hop, shoot the shotgun, then blink horizontally into cover. What you're seeing in the background is a pre-fire from hell. If my aim was a little bit better, I would have dusted that hunter, but it's okay. You gotta think from the other person's shoes. For him, he was in a gunfight and needed to get to cover as quickly as possible. So if you play this game enough, you get a sense of what as quickly as possible means, and you can pre-fire people before they're even visible. I'm actively telling myself right now not to get too greedy and always remember that somebody wants a revenge kill. I got very lucky that he missed his shotgun here, but that might be in part to my decision to short hop in a hallway. So maybe that was just something weird and that's why he missed his shot. I was of course trying to backpedal while short hopping with that shotgun, but I got stuck on the wall, so I just rolled with the punches and did my best to out shotgun him. So now, working off spawn knowledge, I know somebody will spawn up top, so I'm throwing a rift down preemptively, ready to fight. I want him to have less health than me when I go into it. I see he might have a shotty, so I blink out as wide as possible to limit the one-shot kill potential of him, but despite it being laggy, I only needed 1 pulse rifle burst, so that's all it took. Now, here's where a series of unfortunate events starts to unfold. I pop the super trying to get to the power ammo. This is specifically what I saved my super to do, but the guy isn't phased. He is not scared whatsoever. I wasn't expecting that, so I mess up. Now I'm just trying to be evasive and get rid of his power ammo because preventing kills from the enemy is just as important as getting kills yourself in Rumble. Even while I'm evading these shots in the background, I keep my eyes on the radar for a potential other kill with my super, but the Hunter was way more aggressive than I anticipated, and I've been noting that the whole game. This guy sort of just holds forward. In a similar fashion, Blink and the Hunter jump work in the same way, in the sense that once you use it, you are locked into your velocity and therefore predictable. So if you use it too much, people will aim where you're going to be, not where you currently are, and they will obliterate you as soon as you land. So it's always best, depending on your opponent, to do a mix of direct blinks, short hops, and not jumping at all. Of course, your experience as a player will dictate what tool is best in what situation. However, I do think it's important to randomly mix it up sometimes so that you're not read like a book. For instance, if the Hunter always jumps directly at me, then he's going to be very predictable and as a result, counterable. Now, I got the kill on the Warlock and tried to pulse duel. I'm a little bit too close for a medium zoom scope, so again, I'm garbage at aiming. I cannot pick up the kill. I know I cannot pick up the kill, so I ditch. In that brief instance between a short hop and a blink, I always glance at the radar and try to imagine myself from the enemy's perspective. I try to think of, if I were them, what is the juiciest kill or the best way to pick up a double kill, and then myself, I try to intersect that optimal path. As soon as I hear the Hunter jump, I start backpedaling. I hit the short hop, toss the grenade, then immediately blink backwards to create more distance, just in case the grenade didn't kill, or if the Hunter decided for any reason not to pursue his plan. I've successfully escaped. I did what I was supposed to. Now I want to not be in between two people. So I'm trying to just coax them out of their little hidey holes and maybe make one of them make a positioning mistake. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen, so I rewrap around the entire map so that nobody is on my back. It's very crucial in these moments to pay attention to the kill feed, because you might be aiming down sights unaware, but if somebody dies, you can almost always expect them to spawn behind you. Now, my radar's flared up, a golden gun just popped, you could hear it and see it in the bottom left, so I'm just going into a corner and waiting for it to subside. You'll see that as I leave cover, I'm already pre-aiming potential spawns, because if you shoot somebody, there is a chance that you flinch them. I notice the Hunter's on my back, so I create space, throw a rift, and he seals his fate by jumping. Of course, there's a lot of answers to that same situation, but I just chose what was safe in the moment. By winning that gunfight while in the corner, I earned myself a couple seconds of breathing room, so that's exactly what I do. When I notice the radar flare up, I shoot a random shot to try to lure somebody out. Maybe he thinks I'm in a gunfight, he jumps towards me, but I of course charge the grenade, keep my radar open, and I'm very aware if somebody's trying to flank me from behind. I know it sounds like I'm ragging on these Hunter jumps, but take a look at how this plays out in the hallway. He's jumping, his head hits the ceiling, and I cannot successfully hit headshots. The mistake was, he had a shotgun out the entire time, so he couldn't do a reasonable amount of damage to make me back up. If the movement from cover to cover was a little bit cleaner, by the third pulse shot, he could have also decided that he just doesn't want anything to do with me and go fight someone else. So now my focus is behind me, because we of course made a lot of noise. I'm looking at the kill feed again, getting a sense of where people are going to be, but I don't have tunnel vision, I don't get too greedy, and I try to create some space. I make a positioning error in the background, so I move my character up just a little bit to tighten up the angles, just in case there was a random sniper from one of the far lanes. Now I see a machine gun jumping towards me, he's getting shot in the back, so I think the best case of action is to just slide towards him. Machine gun is an instant kill, shotgun is, I win, I get some 1,000 voices, and people pop supers because other people are popping supers, and I miss out on a potential double. There was most definitely a chance of escape here, but I opted to go for the double because the double is much more stylish. The best course of action would have been to blink towards the Arc Strider as he's popping the super, and at the peak of my jump, try my best to time my super. Because my super allows me to float in the air for a couple extra seconds, it forces a decision on the Arc Strider. Does he want to go for me and potentially get backstabbed by the Spectral Blades? Does he want to fight the Spectral Blades instead of me and risk me getting away or using my super on both of them? It's moments like that that really make me appreciate the nuances to Destiny and how it can make for some entertaining gameplay. Of course, this is also contingent on actually having opponents to play, but I'll save that complaint video for another day. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that in video games, all video games, not just Destiny, there is quite a bit of uncharted territory when it comes to game knowledge, and I'm personally always very curious as to what I can make my character do within, the given laws of the game. And so I had a tough decision there. It was go for the flashy play, get a double kill with 1,000 voices on 2 supers at once in Rumble, which I would have been really hype about, or take the safer option that my experience as a player has allotted me. While I'm a little disappointed I don't have a time machine to go back and replay that exact scenario slightly different, I still have that sense of curiosity. And so you'll see me intentionally fight a Sunbreaker just to see if I could pull it off. I had to take a small leap of faith here just to get some game knowledge in return. I thought that by charging up my grenade, I would have the damage resistance to maybe tank a hammer while also hitting him with the full power of the grenade, and then dodging backwards to hit him with a heavy attack to finish him off. Unfortunately, that's not how it played out in the slightest, and I will note that for the future. In this case, I really messed up on the execution front, but I think the idea might have been sound. So this, inspires me to practice a lot more with the subclass so that if this fateful situation ever happens, I don't know, in the competitive playlist, I've already, simulated that in my head, and I'm that much more ready for any potential outcome. Whenever anybody asks me, how do I stay entertained playing this game so much, or how to get good at the game, how to meaningfully practice, this is what I'm talking about. It's being curious about something, following through, and just taking note of what works and what doesn't, and what you're going to change for the future. I'm very aware that my aim in this video was garbage, but that's kind of the point. It's getting back in the swing of things after a short break, and you can't expect your aim to be at 100%. Like, there were plenty of situations in this video alone where maybe if I had slightly better aim or reaction speed, the situation would have played out entirely different. But even if I miss, I don't really mope about it. I know that as long as I keep playing with this practice mindset, I'm going to improve on all fronts, including my aim, including my game knowledge, and my game sense. The best part about keeping a practice mindset whenever you play the game is that you're not very outcome oriented. You don't need to necessarily win a match to feel that you are progressing as a player. You take victory in the process of getting better, not necessarily on the W on the screen. I'm very content with throwing away the possibility of a win in exchange for learning something new, like for instance fighting a Sunbreaker with a Nova Warp just to see if you could pull it off. And if that lost me the match, I wouldn't have been sour or mad at that because that's why I play the game, to get better. Sorry if this is a little soapboxy, but aside from that, I think this entire video begs the question, do you guys want to see more videos like this? Breakdowns of my own gameplay, maybe even breakdowns of subscriber gameplay. I'll of course provide an email or something for that in the future when I'm ready for that. But just understand that these post-commentary breakdowns take a lot of time investment, whereas a live commentary is pretty quick and easy, but maybe arguably provides just as much information to learn from. I don't know, I personally see value in both, saying that this is what I should have done in the post commentary and saying this is what I am doing in the live commentary. Maybe the sweet spot of that ratio is 10 live commentaries to 1 post commentary, but as I progress on this channel, I will of course ask for your guys' input and adjust accordingly. I understand at this point I probably talked a little bit too much, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much. Seriously, you're the best. You made this possible, and I will do my best to continue on.